If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
With great respect and love, I want to present Dr. Jeanne Zaino in the studio live. Boys, if you give a nice round of applause. Jeanne, so Frankie...
Wait, I'm confused, though, because... So Frank emailed and said, Joe will have you on for an hour. And I thought, Al, they never invite me for an hour.
Right.
So I was so honored. And Frank is gone. So now I think, Frank, who I've known a long time, the only time I can come an hour is when Frank's on vacation. Is that saying anything? He's never invited me for an hour.
Well, that's because I made the request.
Oh, thank you.
Is that okay? Because you know how much I think of you. And I said, and we got so much politics to talk about. Yeah. And I said, and you're just so fun on the air. So I said, let's put Jeanne on. Let's put her on for the hour. And Arthur's going to join us in a little while. So it's going to be fun.
I love Arthur's mom.
Yeah, she's the best.
She's the best.
Yeah, with the Padre Pio pillow. The Padre Pio pillow. Did you know this? I didn't know this.
No.
She gave me like a Padre Pio pillow, like a little pillow of Padre Pio, the guy, the saint, now the saint, who had the markings of Christ when he was alive. And he was like by Bari. And I remember my father in the Second World War, when he was stationed in Bari, went to see Padre Pio because the section of Italy where he's from is like on the Adriatic side. And the guy had the markings of Christ in his side, on his palms, on his feet. And so the Catholic Church didn't like him for years, but they finally made him a saint.
They made him a saint, which takes a long time.
You know.
Oh,
So I put the Padre. You're supposed to put the Padre Pio pillow underneath my pillow. I know, Padre Pio pillow. And so I have that. So that's Arthur's mom.
Oh, she's the best.
I know.
She's so sweet. I love her.
Are you a church-going person? I forgive me for asking that on the air.
I teach at a Catholic college. And, I was going to say, I know about the process because our founder, Edmund Rice, is up for sainthood, but he's Blessed Edmund. He's going, obviously.
You have to be blessed before you go saint?
You have to go through this whole process. So
Who comes up with the blessed title? Is there somebody?
I don't know how it goes. I've never been named.
Is it like a commission? Is there a commission?
You want to call me Blessed?
You're not gonna, Blessed Jeanne Zaino. I like it.
But you know what I want to say? Your old friend Larry David, did you see his piece in the Times that's become like the #1 story?
Oh, you are good. What was that?
It was in the New York Times. It's a funny editorial on John Kelly's breakfast issue. Remember John Kelly when he was upset? They said he was upset because he didn't get breakfast. Your friend Larry David wrote a very funny piece about that.
But
You'll
the
have
Times
to check
puts
it
in.
Yeah, he put it in the Times.
But that's so he is a comic genius.
He's hysterical.
When Larry was on stage, Jeannie, and coming up, and he was there 2 years before I was there, maybe 3 years.
Because he's much, much older than you.
Thank you. You know what? I don't know that he is, but
right, Al?
Thank you.
Nicely put.
Thank you. But I don't know that he is. But he is. I think he's got to be a couple years. But
10, 20, 30.
Wow.
Wow. I love Larry David.
I tell you what. So he would be in there, and he was never happy, ever happy. And they said, and they would point to him, and they would go, the other comics, the genius. He's a genius, like that. And so I went to talk to him, and he was miserable all the time. You want to get a sandwich? We get a sandwich. Yeah, we get a sandwich? Yeah, sure, we'll get a sandwich. We should walk together. To go to Smilers across the street at the deli. But it was so violent back then in New York before Rudy Giuliani took over and cleaned everything up. Oh, let's go together because I don't want to get mugged. He would talk like Jackie Mason.
He was just like he is in real life.
I said, you don't want to get mugged? I said, yeah, come on, we're going in. He was never happy. Then he would get on stage talking about Larry David. We'll get to politics in a second because I love Larry. Larry gets on stage and he would get into fights with the audience. That was funny. No, I didn't think it was funny because of the improv, 44th and 9th hecklers. And we would watch in the back. The exchange was so brilliant. We just knew. It was just a matter of time.
He's hysterical.
It was just a matter of time.
Have you done his show?
Yeah. No. I would listen.
Larry, you should have Joe on because he's much younger than you.
No, I'm not. I don't think I am. But he and Jerry came up after me, Jerry Seinfeld. It's funny, but the way they took that, 20 years. It took Larry 20 years to hit it. You don't realize it, but when he hit it bigger than anybody. And God bless him.
He's had an amazing
career.
career.
It's just hysterical. Hey, it's 7-11, baby. That's for Frankie Morano. So Frankie said, bring Jeanne in if we could. I said, that's great.
And I'm leaving town.
Where are you going, kid?
No, he's leaving town.
Yeah,
he said, bring her in
and I'm going, no. Did you get a vacation at all?
I did. I went away a little bit, but work vacation. You know the kind you
I
take.
know, I never.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
Vacation.
Why can't we just go and relax?
No, there's no relaxation whatsoever.
I don't.
No, but it was nice. But I'm telling you, I don't like flying that much anymore. Are you flying? Do you fly?
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst.
It is so bad out there.
It's demeaning. It's the
awful.
airlines are a disgrace.
Strip,
You're right.
take your socks, your shoes off, everything, your belt. And then I get on the flight. We sit, it was in LaGuardia. We sit on the runway, and they're saying, it's really bad weather, and I'm looking out the window, and it's not that bad. But I'm thinking, I'm not good with science. Maybe up in the skies it's bad. I don't know. They're like, it's crowded up there. But we had a pilot who was like, you know how people are very casual now, I think, because of texting?
Yeah.
So this guy is like, he's not instilling any confidence. He says things like, we don't get off the ground in the next half hour. This crew's got to go back. You guys aren't leaving for the next day or so. Like this kind of stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like, and he's like, it's bad.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I know. Yeah. There's certain people that you want without a personality, and that is your airline pilot. Yeah.
I'm like, just tell us we're going to get there. We're going to be fine. He's like, it's crowded up there.
Jeez.
Terrible.
So, and I don't understand it. I don't like to. I'm taking a train to Washington on Thursday, which I prefer.
Are you going again with your friend from Staten Island? The last time you went to D.C., you went to the White House without me.
Oh, no, I am so sorry about that. And you were because I could have got you. I could have got you.
That was another Frank setup, wasn't it?
What's that?
That you took him.
Can we blame Morano on that, Al? Can we blame Morano? Let's blame Frank.
I'm sure he's listening. He's posting already on Facebook. So I'm sure he's listening.
Frank, I love you.
Yeah. So Frank should have said Jeanne Zaino. Who should we bring down? But he said no. Joe Borelli and Arthur.
Oh, and Arthur? They didn't tell me Arthur last time.
I think Arthur was already down there on his own. I don't think he was invited. No?
He was invited.
No, are you sure?
He was invited.
I thought he was there for a reunion.
Joe and Arthur.
I had to reach out.
We'll corroborate with
I had to
ask him specially.
I had to get security clearance for Arthur and Joe, and I
where did Joe take you? He took you to like McDonald's or something.
We went to that beautiful Trump property down there where David Burke has a BLT.
Bragger.
He said, only me and Borelli. He goes, let's go to the Trump National, not the Trump National. What's it called,
it's
man? I don't know. It's like the big Trump hotel down there, and it's gorgeous.
It used to be like a
post office.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
I've been up in,
I got to
everything.
That's what they said when they say bad things about Donald Trump. This and that. Every single property that the citizen Donald Trump put together is meticulous. And I mean, the people are great. They loved him, by the way. They love him. So, and David Burke's BLT Prime is right in there.
Right?
Gorgeous. So we go in there, but I didn't want to order because I don't want to be rude. Rudy Giuliani came in. I'm dropping names. It was like
you, Joe, and Arthur. And where was I?
And Mayor Giuliani said, "Where's Jeanne Zaino, Joe? I came here.
Love him. Thank you, Rudy, for thinking of me."
Then we go back to the train station because we didn't eat because I didn't want to be rude. And Joe goes, "Come on, we're going to McDonald's for a chicken sandwich."
I would not have gone to McDonald's.
No, you would have gone to BLT Prime, which we should have gone. I should have gone in.
We should have gone.
Yeah, I should have gone in there.
I
know David Burke personally. That's what I should have said. I should have said that.
It's the Trump International Hotel.
Thank you, Trump International.
It's beautiful. That's a picture. It's beautiful.
Jeanne, help me out here. It's 7:15 with the great Jeanne Zaino. She is just so astute politically, professor of political science at Iona College, and a senior advisor at the consulting firm Applied Techonomics. That is cool. What is that? That sounds pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome place. You should hire us to do some consulting for you.
Make me laugh. Listen,
we're pretty awesome.
If you're there, I am there. Forget about it. What is Applied Techonomics?
It's a management consulting firm. So I do a lot of consulting in terms of research.
I think we need to hire Applied Techonomics for the station.
Yes, wouldn't that be great?
Does that mean you'll be here more?
I will be here
Done.
all the time. You
Done.
hire us up here all the time.
No, so what is it? So you do in politics?
I do a lot in politics, a lot in the public sector, higher education. You wouldn't know it now, but I do some media training. Which doesn't come
You
out
are
like
great.
this.
Fox, we have fun here. And thank you for listening and watching. You have fun here. And I am 970 The Answer, 16 after 7 with Joe and Jeanne Zaino, with Dr. Zaino. But you're
J&J.
great. You're great. It's a show. It's a show. I just feel it. It is. So, but on Fox, you're great on Fox.
Oh, thank you.
But you got to be so concise and quick and get to the point.
You know how it is. You only have, they're like, we're going to talk about this huge issue in 2 minutes.
You know what I
seconds.
find in your training at Applied Techonomics? Do you tell me when you're asked the question, you got to come out of the box.
You got to come
with
out
a
of the box.
hard decision and opinion. Boom.
Exactly.
Well, I did well a couple times. I'm guilty of that. Well, I remember on Neil's Cavuto or with Jeanne Zaino. Well, you can't do well.
You can't do that. Oh, we always look when I talk to faculty about that, because faculty are long-winded and
Yeah,
you're
oh
trained
my
to
gosh.
start from the beginning and
yeah.
work your way through to the
Yeah,
end for 3
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
So you always say start with your conclusion, 10 words or less.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Start with your conclusion. I like that.
And you have to have sound bites. Now, our president is the king of
Yeah,
sound
yeah,
bites.
yeah,
but
he knows.
most presidents are.
Yeah.
They're really
Yeah.
good at the sound
Yeah,
bite.
you're right.
So you're good at sound bites because you're funny.
Well,
and sound bites that are funny or
funny
that
how?
are,
Like a clown?
in
I make you
terms
laugh
of
like a clown?
current
Like I'm a
events.
clown?
No.
Funny?
What do you mean funny? What do you mean funny? Like a clown, Jeannie? Is it funny? You said
You're
I'm funny.
funny. And sound bites that are funny are catchy. Faculty aren't usually funny.
Conclusion's good, and then you come full circle
And
at the
then
end.
you come full circle.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
they cut you off.
You're right.
Or I don't know if you've had these interviews, not on Fox, but I've had these where the reporter looks so bored. So you're there and the camera's on you and you see the person and the person is like this.
No.
Or
How
they're, like,
can they
looking
be
at their
bored?
notes.
How can they be bored with Jeannie? No. So, but to the point of the Trump International, the Trump National, and all of the golf clubs. And
All the places you go
no,
with Joe
I
and
don't.
Arthur.
I don't. But when I was in Florida, actually campaigning with Rudy, and then we went to Doral, everybody to a T loves. When I tell you adores, maybe the worship may be a little too severe, Donald J. Trump. They love him. And then I had the opportunity and privilege of meeting his pilot, who now flies, I think, Ivanka around and the family around. Richard Kimball is his name. And he was Donald's personal pilot. How long? 30 years.
Yeah.
When he talks about Donald Trump is with such reverence, you're not with somebody 30 years. If you speak with such reverence, if the person isn't a decent person. But why is he being so vilified? Is it maybe his, and I'm answering my own question here, when Donald Trump gets up there, President Trump, and he has that bluster, and he does feel like he has to attack, maybe turns off some people, but everybody that works with the guy, when you see his properties, it's meticulous and it's very warm and it's very nice. That's why I don't get upset. They go, "You like Trump?" I go, if you meet him, you'll love the guy. Am I right or wrong, Jeannie?
And loyalty has always
Yes,
been important
yes,
to him, as you
yes.
know. But I think the answer to your question is one word. It's politics, or two words. It's politics.
yeah.
And no matter who you put into that position or any position of power, you're going to have to withstand withering criticism because these issues are so important to people.
Yeah.
And people have such strong opinions.
Yeah.
And
They get crazy.
Yeah, they
Oh.
get so you put yourself out there. I'm sure he knew that going into this.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to get. But my favorite story of the day,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess the last few days, has been the Cuomo-de Blasio feud. And you've been watching this?
Yeah.
And now Governor Cuomo has said God is going to judge de Blasio. Did you hear this?
No, I missed that one. That's great.
Yeah,
When did he say that?
On the NYCHA issue.
So he's picking tiles for the subway.
No, he's in Puerto Rico right now helping cleanup efforts. Why not help the people, the tenants in NYCHA?
Yeah.
Why are you in
Excuse
Puerto
me,
Rico?
Excuse me. How about the Flatiron District, the people that still haven't been put
Right.
back into their homes for crying out loud?
Right. That's what
So-
he should be doing.
Yeah.
But what was the God remark?
He said something. I could look it up.
No,
He
no,
said
yeah.
something about de Blasio. You're in government. You're supposed to be serving people, and God is going to judge you. And I don't know what is going on. And you look in New Jersey, the governor and the Senate president as well. All the Democrats are
it's so
fighting
true.
in the
You know what? By the way,
area.
I love that a Democrat actually mentioned the word God.
He
That's
did.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah,
But I got to say too that when I talk about Donald Trump and I know him, and he seems like such a decent guy when you know Donald Trump, and when you talk to the people that work for Donald Trump, and then you see the properties, you say, you know what, we're in good shape. We got a guy that's really got it together. I'm ticking off a lot of people because a lot of people who don't like him listen, but it's the way it is. But I say the same thing about Andrew Cuomo, and I say when I meet Andrew, and I love Matilda. How brilliant is Matilda Cuomo? Oh my gosh!
Oh, wonderful.
And
woman.
Mario, for me, I was a lifelong Democrat, Jeannie, and Mario was the guy. Just the way he spoke, but he was very liberal, but it's okay to say nice things about the president or the governor of New York. But if I do, now people who can't stand Cuomo are going to get on me. People can't stand the president. It's got to stop. The divide's got to stop.
Yeah, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I think it's getting worse right now.
I want to talk to you when we come back. We're going to go to Debbie. I want to talk to you about the president yanking the security clearance for some people. Very interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I love Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah, Hi, Debbie. We got
Jeannie.
Jeannie is here. Hi.
Hi, Jeannie. How you doing?
Where is she?
There's a camera right there straight away,
Oh.
Jeannie, right there.
She's in New Jersey.
I'm in the other room.
We got to get her in. The other room. Yeah, like they do.
I'm
that at
watching
Fox.
all of you.
Jeannie,
I'm watching you all.
Don't they do that? They go, you go to Fox and they go, okay, you have to go to the studio. Wait, but I see the guy I'm talking to right next door. Why do they go to a different room? Why do they do that?
Sunday when I was on, they put us in separate areas.
Why do they do that?
And we're like, the worst is HLN. HLN is like the Brady Bunch. You're in a little closet. Next door to the person in the
Brady
other closet.
Bunch. Marsha. I'm too old for the Brady Bunch, man. Jeannie, you're not, Jeannie. You remember the Brady Bunch? That was your show? That was your go-to show?
I remember that, and I heard the house is on sale for like...
it's on sale. Only 2 bedrooms, though, and it's selling for like a ridiculous amount of money.
All those kids into?
Well, I mean, it was just exterior shots. But.
And those shag carpets alone. I mean,
I know.
How much? What is the price?
A couple million. And the guy who bought the house originally, I think, was like $26 grand.
How much was the Godfather house in Staten Island?
It's still up for sale.
Woo!
A couple million. I think $3 million.
That's what I'm saying.
It's cool because it's on a dead end street on Toad Hill in Staten Island. Yeah, you can go by.
You know what?
You can go by.
Matt, do me a favor, Matt, if you would. Let's go look at it. We should video. That would be hysterical. Me and Gatula looking. We'll be like a couple. We'll go. Jeannie, you're welcome to go.
I took friends of ours there once because they had never seen it. And they said, "Really, it's on Staten Island?"
You didn't call me, and
we were not working together at the time. But
you have no right.
Yeah, really. Semaphore signals, telegraph.
Can you go in it? Do they let you?
No.
Oh,
It's.
okay.
I don't know if anybody's actually living there anymore, but we drove past and stopped.
Did you ever go back to a
pictures.
house that you lived in before and look at it and knock on the door? Have you done that?
No, have you?
Yeah, 20 Whittier Terrace, Bloomfield, New Jersey.
And
in
see,
Brookdale.
you're famous, so when you do that's a big deal. If I did that, they'd be like, "Get out!"
I said they said they could not have been nicer. Everybody was very nice. It was a very nice couple. They bought the house. They redid it. It was great. Do you? And I don't know what it is. And you want to walk through.
You have to sing.
And I no, dude, do Sinatra. Joe, you do Sinatra. I'll let you in. And then we went. No, so I always like to do that. Go back to where you're from.
Did it look very different from the way you remembered it?
Yeah, it always looks smaller. It doesn't look so small. But in retrospect, it's still a beautiful block, still a beautiful town, still a beautiful area. I could have stayed there, Bloomfield. Now I'm on the boondocks 100 miles away because I wanted land.
But now
right.
I wanted land.
Al to the Godfather house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Godfather house.
It's really cool.
How far is it to New York?
It's on Staten Island. It's from here, half hour, 40 minutes.
That's good. See, that's good.
But it's on a dead end street, which is really cool. So you don't really realize it. You get to the end of the block, you look to your right, and there's the house, and it's set.
But it's got it's got the Godfather's office in it, right?
Yeah,
that office
we didn't
in
go in the home. We just took exterior, some exterior.
I want to go in that
pictures.
home. Now.
Did they actually film in the house?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Wow,
Yes.
so it has
That's what you see, Jeannie. This is why I love you. It's so true. Because as I watched it the other day, by the way, Dr. Zaino is an Italian name, and 99.9% of Italian Americans have nothing to do with organized crime. The Godfather's glamorized organized crime. It's not like that. So please, I have to do that.
10% that do know Frank Morano. So I mean,
and Frank will visit you in jail.
Right. Yes.
Not a
Happy
problem.
to visit you. Yes. Federal,
does
local,
that,
state.
doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
But
He went on a vacation to actually.
But as I watch, I'm sorry. But as I'm sorry. I'll get to jump
right.
in, and you're not going to get a word in without. Is it? It is. Thank you.
You wouldn't know with the socks and the cough drop and everything else, but
He has Fox issues today.
Yeah, it's like so.
When-
I went.
I'm not going there.
When I'm watching.
When you guys live together, you'll deal with it.
No. That's not happening.
Oh my God, you'll be like, who are they?
We
The
are.
Odd Couple.
We're like we're the odd
great.
couple already.
And Frank
I
is
take.
great
I put
I'm
the.
Oscar.
I put
He's
the cough
Felix.
drop in my mouth. He didn't like it because God forbid I had wrapping on the cough drop. Oh my God! I put the wrapping
That's
in my
disgusting.
mouth. Oh my God! Oh my God!
And then you took it out like an animal and put it on the counter.
Because I had a dog.
Tissue, right?
Because I had a
Al,
dog.
Can you hand me a tissue?
I gotta talk. How am I gonna talk with a cough drop in my mouth? He's gonna oh, how
Mind you,
could
he
you
put the
do
cough
that?
drop in his mouth 60 seconds before we went on the air. I don't know what was that going to do for you.
It stopped me coughing for 60 seconds.
see.
You know. I said.
A mentholitis.
I put it down, and I put it
Is that
on a
what it
nice
was?
piece of paper. He goes, "That's disgusting."
The
Give me that."
vapors.
He's like, "We're married. We're married with this guy." Huh? So the Godfather home. I think Coppola shot everything. He stayed on location, driveway, in the house,
Yes.
interiors and exteriors.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was shot in Staten Island.
Yeah,
Well,
no
the
one
majority
knew.
of it was.
No
yeah,
one
it was
knew.
cheap. It was cheap. It was cheap for them to do it.
That makes
That's
But
what.
I don't want to move. Can I keep my residency in New Jersey and have like a summer house on Staten Island? Maybe that's what I'll do. Sure. why not?
Summer house. in
Summer house.
Staten Island.
Let's go to my summer house, the Godfather house. Right?
Really?
I love it.
Well, the mayor's there this week. He's running the city out of Staten
That's
Island.
the
this
best.
Week. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Jeannie,
right.
talking about politics. Jeannie and I were
Yeah.
talking, and you know politics better than anybody, and we appreciate it. Jeannie joining us for the hour, and very proud to have the professor of political science at Iona College with us. So I don't know the divide. I don't understand the divide. I don't understand the hate. When people couldn't stand Hillary, I said, don't hate, just don't vote for her. And I don't, to this day, people hate. They hate this president. They hate the governor. If I say something nice about Andrew Cuomo, oh my gosh, I'm vilified. How could you say that? You know, and I don't understand how you could put that divide aside and just vote. But it just seems to be that's the way they embolden the base, it seems, is with this hate message. How can we change that, Jeannie?
I don't know if we're going to change it soon. I think we're going to see more as we head into the midterm because, to your point, that's the way they get the base out to vote. And that's what these elections turn into, especially in these midterm elections.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see more of it. And it is unfortunate because it robs us of having the ability to talk about issues in a way where you could say, oh, so-and-so had a good idea about this and so, had something good to say. You can't say that anymore.
Yeah. So let me talk about the president pulling the security. Do you think you like that he's doing that on Brennan, on Clapper, on Hayden, on Comey, pulling the security? You know, those of us, even if you support the president or not, I don't like how they just went after the president and they're using what they once had powerful intel positions, and now the president is saying, all right, I'm going to pull your security. I don't mind that.
Well, I have a slightly different view, which is that I do not think that people who leave office should have security clearance. I have talked about this before. I don't understand. It's a democracy. We change people in office, and I don't know why you retain your security clearance. So I would suggest pulling it for anybody who's not in office, unless there's a good reason to retain it.
Yeah.
And I've never heard a good argument for retaining it. Now, I get continuity is something people talk about, but unless John Brennan is planning on coming back, what is the reason for having security clearance at this point? That I don't understand.
Or have a limited security clearance.
Or limited.
60 days, 90 days to brief the president and his staff.
Jeannie, I think you're right. Why do you need it all? And
I don't
why
understand that.
won't Brennan just shut up? What's with this guy? Huh? Am I right or wrong? And before we go, we got Owl News. Arthur's going to join us momentarily.
Hi, Arthur.
But Arthur Idala in the studio. In Helsinki, I think when they went, and briefly, Gene, I'd love to hear your take on it. They go to the president. It was like slow motion. You knew, to me, it was a concerted takedown. They say there's 12 Russians that meddled in the election. And as soon as that was said, before he went to Helsinki, he knew it was a setup. We knew it. Everybody knew it. Now, the president's up there with President Putin, and then it's going great. And then the AP reporter stands up. And for me, it's like slow motion because I know what's going to happen. You see it coming. Did you see it coming? It was like, and I'm going like, don't go there, Mr. President. Don't go. One more question. And I knew it. I just knew it. It was set up. Meddling. Once you mention meddling, it's the button they push for Donald Trump. And he's saying that, look, the intel community, look what my intel community is doing. I don't know about, and he went into the emails and he should have been more succinct. No, meddling stops right here and now. Next question, move on. But now he's treasonous. Jeannie, he's treasonous.
My media training would have helped him. I think he should have been better prepared because he knew in advance.
Yeah.
So I do think he should have been better prepared for that, to your point, and said it stops here and moved on. And the fact that it meandered on, it just got worse and worse. And, of course, he mentioned that when he came back.
Yeah. Jeannie, thanks. If you see crazy hand gestures, that would be Al rudely telling us we've got to go to break, though.
Al.
Sorry.
Are you kicking me out?
Arthur,
No, not at all.
Arthur in the house.
Hi,
There's the
Arthur.
man. Look out. Coming in from where? From what country did you come in from?
I came in from Brooklyn.
Oh, there you go.
Brooklyn in the house, baby.
Brooklyn in the house.
I love his shirt. That's a great
That's
shirt.
it. He looks good in pink.
Everybody knows this guy. No, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.